Have you ever noticed how the men who seem the least bothered are often the ones women keep thinking about long after the conversation ends? The quieter he is, the more she wonders what is going on in his mind. The less he chases, the more she begins checking his stories, remembering his words, and replaying even the smallest interactions in her head. This is not magic, and it is not manipulation. It is something I call emotional gravity, a natural force created through inner discipline and calmness that most men never learn to master. Today, I am going to reveal 4 powerful Stoic-based principles that make a woman miss you deeply, not because you play games, but because your silence becomes stronger than her emotions. Stay with me, because once you understand these principles, you will never feel the need to chase again. The first principle is to control your responses instead of trying to control her reactions. Most men get trapped in emotional loops. They wait for her messages, panic when she takes longer to reply, and start imagining the worst. They begin adjusting their behavior based on her mood, and without realizing it, they lose their inner balance. A man centered in Stoic discipline understands that his emotions belong to him alone, while her reactions belong to her. When she pulls away, he does not chase. When she tests him, he does not flinch. He stays calm, grounded, and unshaken. This calmness confuses her because she is used to men who panic, explain themselves, beg for reassurance, or try to fix things. Your emotional stillness becomes a mystery, and the human mind naturally obsesses over what it cannot read. Instead of reacting to her silence or inconsistency, you shift your energy inward. You work out focus on your goals, upgrade your lifestyle, and remind yourself that your center does not depend on her attention. She will sense this shift and begin wondering why you are no longer moved by her behavior. That is when she starts missing you, because emotional discipline is always more attractive than emotional chaos. The second principle is to withdraw without bitterness when your presence is no longer matched with effort. Most men either ghost out of ego or explode out of hurt, but neither is true strength. A Stoic man does not disappear to punish. He steps back to protect his peace. He reduces his investment not with anger, but with quiet self-respect. His withdrawal contains dignity, not drama, and this makes your silence feel powerful instead of petty. A woman expects a man to chase, argue, or explain, but when you walk away calmly, you create an emotional gap she did not prepare for. She starts rereading old messages, remembering small moments, and wondering why the man who once cared deeply suddenly stopped trying. This does not feel like rejection. It feels like realization. Many men confuse stepping back with becoming cold, but true Stoic withdrawal is gentle. It is peaceful. You answer when she calls, but without neediness. You respond when she reaches out, but without emotional dependence. You are no longer chasing. You are choosing yourself. And this quiet strength makes her miss you far more than anger ever could, because she begins to understand that she did not lose your love. She lost your presence. The third principle is mastering the art of presence, so your absence becomes meaningful. A woman cannot miss a man who was never fully present. Many men give half attention, half effort, and half emotion, making them forgettable. But when a man is genuinely present, he becomes unforgettable. You listen to her with sincerity, you speak with intention, you touch with calm confidence, and you make her feel understood instead of judged. Even a few minutes of true presence leaves a deep, emotional imprint, and when you eventually step away, she feels the silence like a sudden stillness after music. She replays your voice, your tone, your calm aura, and the way she felt around you. This is emotional imprinting, the psychological mark created by your grounded energy. Most men destroy this effect by rushing to fill the silence, posting for attention, texting out of anxiety, or proving they have moved on. Stoicism teaches the opposite. Allow the silence to breathe. Your absence becomes powerful when your presence was meaningful. You are not disappearing for attention, you are simply living with purpose. This creates emotional tension, and tension creates attraction. A woman does not remember every word you said, but she remembers how your presence made her feel. That is why a man who is real, attentive, and grounded will always be missed, more than a man who tries too hard. The fourth principle is valuing yourself more than her attention, because the moment her attention defines your peace, you lose your power. A Stoic man is not desperate for reassurance. He does not crumble under silence. He does not attach his identity to her approval. He cares, but he does not depend. Your purpose goals, mental discipline, and emotional balance always come first. This self-alignment creates a different type of energy, a rare masculine calmness that women feel instantly. When a woman senses that you are no longer seeking validation, she becomes more drawn to you. Your detachment is not cold, it is controlled. Your silence is not revenge, it is focus. Women do not miss the man who begs for responses. They miss the man who gave them peace and then stepped back with self-respect. You stop orbiting around her and become your own center of gravity. A woman respects and desires a man who chooses growth over obsession and purpose over panic. So stop asking whether she will return and start asking whether you are living like a man she would naturally gravitate back to, because women are deeply attracted to men whose energy cannot be shaken by uncertainty. When you embrace these principles, you will finally understand that you do not need to chase to be valued. A woman will miss the man who brought her calm and then stepped back, the man whose silence felt heavier than her words, the man who walked away without anger or noise, not to punish her but to protect himself. That kind of presence does not just leave a memory, it leaves an echo. And when the noise around her fades, she will realize that what she misses is not your messages but your peace. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to reflect. Share your thoughts and stay connected, because mastering these principles is only the beginning of becoming a stronger, calmer, and more centered man.